Praises to the Almighty, sublime Creator of all things. I love you, Father. Hallelujah. Yes, and to all of my fellow servants here and beyond, Shalom. I send you my light and infinite love. Yes, I thought I would share my little place of meditation. I have that special little place, and there I can, it's just so beautiful for me to go sit down and play my hand drums. I have a woodwind, and a shofar that I like to play to all of the fellow servants that are around me in the unseen world. Yeah, I like to welcome them. And so I like to play that music. That's something that I can give back to them. They help me so much. And I just want to give much gratitude to all of my fellow servants that are around me, helping me to get through this matrix. Yes, so I would encourage you to, find a little corner. You see, it's not that much space. Get you some little plants. Now, I have created that water fountain. At the end of this video, I'll put the steps that I took because I had to clean it today. Very low maintenance. I only have to clean it like maybe once every 3 months. It takes maybe about 2 or 3 cups of water a day. That's it. Yeah, I just have to keep it on a level where my water pump is pumping that water up to the top. And so it's only like about 2 to 3 cups of water today to get it at that level. It's been running for like 2 years straight. I have had water running in my home. I remember, and I know it was the Ruach HaKodesh because I had a lot of drama in my house at one time, and everyone had left. And so I was left here, and I could feel all of those bad vibes. I could feel it all. And so I had back then I had an old breathing treatment machine. It pumps out that oxygen. So I got a big glass jar, and I put rocks down in it, copper, pine cones, things from the earth. I put all of those different things down in there with water, and I put the tubing from the breathing machine down in there, so it was constantly just bubbling, because I knew that created negative ions, and negative ions actually cancel out stuff that bad stuff that's trying to add. That's why it's negative. It cancels it out. Like viruses are positive ions, bacteria, all those things are positive ions, and you need negative ions to cancel them out, okay? And so I wanted to improve my environment by creating an atmosphere that would neutralize all the bad stuff in my house. So I did that down in my basement. That's how I started out. I took salt, and I just went around all of the walls of my basement. I went through my whole house. I put the salt all around the walls in my house, because that also cancels out the bad things. So I did that immediately. It's like my house came back to life. The atmosphere was way more peaceful. So I ordered a little water pump. The little water pump that I use in my waterfall, it's only like about $10. And I had an old lamp stand. I just gutted the lamp and, took a platter and found that the bun pan was perfect. Yeah, so I just stacked it up, and I kept working with it until I got it right, so I can have the running water with a lot of beauty in my place of devotion. Okay. Yeah, I'll put that at the end of the video. Yeah. So, I live near a river, and I live near falls, and so I noticed that when I would go near the water, I would just I would just be so peaceful. Yeah, it was just so peaceful. My mind wasn't all bogged down with all of the stuff that I was going through. I could really sit there and relax and meditate, pray. Sometimes I would go out there with my friend. We would have lunch, play chess, and it was just like a beautiful experience. Water is living. Water has spirit. Water is a spirit, and it obeys the Most High. Yeah. And look what all water does to us. Not only hygienically, where we use it for cleansing, but it also brings life. Yes, it also brings life to the land. It just does so many things for us. All praises to the Most High for your waters. Yes. And so in my prayers, even like when I'm taking my shower, I speak to the waters, and I know that they have spirit, and I know it's intelligent. So when I'm taking my shower, I ask the waters to cleanse all negativity that tried to attach itself to my body, to cleanse all of that. Yes, and to heal my body. Yes, so it's a very spiritual thing, water. Yes. And what creates, you remember when, I don't know, some of you that are older like me, like when we get sick, our parents would take us in the bathroom, close the door, turn on that hot water, and we would sit in there with the steam. I did it with my children. And what happens with water, whenever water splashes against something, it releases the negative ions. So isn't that beautiful? It's a healer. Yes. And so I just wanted to share that with you in my place of meditation. Also there you saw incense. The Himalayan salt candles are very powerful as well, because the Himalayan salt candles, I put a candle underneath mine, but you can buy them with the lights in it. Either way is okay. But what happens is when the light goes up into the Himalayan salt candle, it actually draws in all of those positive ions that I told you are very bad. It draws them in, and then it releases out negative ions that are very good. Yeah, just like with sage, I do that too, because it cleanses the air too. And I find that, like, if it's if my peace is like, I feel something that's just not right, like I'm not feeling peaceful, and I light my Himalayan salt candle, immediately I just start relaxing. Yes. Yes. So, and plants make oxygen. All of these things are really healthy for you. It's nothing like witchcraft and all that kind of stuff. It's science. And if you look up all these things, you'll find that what I'm saying is true. Yes, very good for us. And it makes the wicked ones very uneasy in that environment. And also it makes it welcoming for the servants of the Most High to visit and linger around. Yes, just a beautiful environment. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. So I'm gonna put that video of how I made the waterfall at the end of this video. Okay, so I would encourage you to develop a place where you can meditate. Yeah, I love my little pan drum. I just ordered me a bigger one. Now the one that I have, the one that I was playing, it was only like $10 at Walmart. Very, very inexpensive. So I wanted to get a bigger one, you know. And so I had to wait a little while. So it's in the mail, to be delivered in a few days. Yes, I'm very excited about that. My shofar. Shofar is when I finally learned how to, I have a small shofar, very small shofar, but when I learned how to really play it, I could feel the vibrations. When I would blow it, the vibrations would go back into me. And it felt so good, yeah. Yeah, so I just wanted to share those things with you guys. Okay, so let's get to that water fountain. Okay, so this is the things that I use to create the water fountain. I have a bundt pan there. I have an old wrought iron lampstand. I just gutted gutted the lampstand out, and then I used that for my stand. There's an old platter there. Inside of there, there's some bay leaves and cloves. The bay leaves keeps the water clean, and the cloves keep any mildew or mold from developing. And so I just clamp that bay leaf at the top, where my water flow comes in at the top where the tubing is. And every time the water passes, the bay leaves cleanse it. And then I use a little toothbrush cap and I fill it with cloves and I just toss it in there. And I only have to clean it once every 3 months, and then I change those things out once a month, the clove and the bay leaf. Okay. So I had the bundt pan, the platter, and the platter just has to be high enough for my water pump to receive the water, where I can have the water levels where it's covering it or almost covering the water pump. Then I made a little floral decoration to go on the top. And so we're going to see how I stack all of this stuff up. So basically, I just put stones and little rocks and seashells and little glass pebbles and, all of these kind of things like this. It just really makes it look pretty. And every time that the water splashes down on the seashells and the rocks, it creates the negative ions. Yeah. I sped it up because it takes quite a bit of time, so I just didn't want to take so long. You get the point here. See how pretty that looks just alone? So then next, I took the lampstand, and that's a heavy lampstand because I wanted something to be stable to hold a large amount of water in it. So that's the next step. So then I put my water pump at the bottom. You can see the tubing going up into the bundt pan with just a clip. And so the water is going to come from the bottom, flow up into that bundt pan, and when it fills up, it'll start spilling out. So I filled up the bundt pan with water, and then I just placed my little floral design. It has a little copper wiring with lights on it. It's solar, so at nighttime when it's dark, the lights start twinkling. Yeah, and I filled the bottom up as well. Turned on my pump, and there we go. Beautiful. So there we go. Little beautiful place of meditation, and the water is just singing in my house all day long, giving me peace. Yes. Okay, you guys. Shalom. I love you. I send you light and infinite love to all of the fellow servants in the kingdom of the Most High, here and beyond. Shalom.